Hi, my name is Kristen Ma. I am the co-founder of Pure and Simple Beauty Incorporated. We have three spas in Toronto, one in Oakville, Ontario. We specialize in natural and organic spa services and skincare. The reason we got into this is because we felt that there was a gap in the market in terms of seeing beauty from the inside out. So we really just wanted to make sure that there was an option for consumers that they could purchase beauty products, but they were going to be healthy and ethically made and fabricated. So we have our own brand of Pure and Simple products, which we make in Toronto, which is nice and local. But also, we do have other products from other places, but again, it just all goes in the same vein of being holistic and sustainable, as well as results focused, of course. Why do we use all natural products? Well, I think that question has three parts. First and foremost, I think it's important to understand these are beauty products. So we want to make sure that beauty products actually make a difference on your skin and enhance your natural beauty. So I find that natural ingredients are much more gentle. They don't strip the skin, and also they're non-comedogenic. So when you're using a vegetable-based oil, it's different than a petroleum-based oil, which sits on top of the skin and clogs your pores. A truly natural product, even if it's oily, shouldn't make you break out. Secondly, which is very important, I think, a health issue. If you're going to use beauty products and you're putting and applying things on your skin daily, these things are absorbing into your bloodstream and into your internal organs. And I think it's really important to be able to, use things that make you look and feel good, but also aren't going to be compromising to your health. And then thirdly, and something that's really important to us as a company, is to contribute to a more ethical and more sustainable way of living. So when you're using things and purchasing things that don't have toxic pesticides, you're also advocating not putting pesticides into the soil. And we just have to think of ourselves, our bodies, and our body's interaction with the environment as an ecosystem. So everything that we absorb and we eliminate, it all goes into the environment, and we're all just a singular system. So from that perspective, I think it's a way that consumers can make a choice of how they want to live their lives, but also what they want to support. The health benefits you can see with natural products is that you're going to be avoiding things like carcinogenic ingredients, which are actually very common in commercial skincare. Also endocrine disruptors, which are ingredients that mimic hormones in our body and therefore contribute to an imbalance in our hormone production. I think that's really important. And again, in terms of beauty benefits, I find a lot of people with rosacea or inflammation, whether or not they are going through some health issues, a lot of the time your skin gets to be very sensitive, and it's much gentler on your skin, as well as a lot more nourishing, because I know that sometimes when people are under treatment, that their skin gets very dehydrated and depleted. You want to make sure that you can supplement that and make sure that your skin is properly comforted. There are a few reasons that products that are not all natural are bad. I try to hesitate from generalizing, but there are some very common cosmetic ingredients that, again, as I said before, are carcinogenic or toxic to your internal organs. Some of them are endocrine disruptors, and for me, I think that is the main issue with natural skincare. Obviously, again, there's the topical aspect where they can prompt allergic reactions or dry your skin out, clog your pores, make you break out, which can be very frustrating on an emotional plane. But for me, the most important thing is we don't want to be applying anything that's going to be, again, related to being cancer causing, especially when you're using products on your children and your family, and you don't want anything that's going to be sort of playing an influence on your hormonal system. There are so many cosmetic ingredients. Like I have dictionaries of cosmetic ingredients. There are great websites that you can also refer to if you want to check specific ingredients. But there are a few main ones that I would like to highlight. The first one is petroleum. Petroleum is usually used as a base in many cosmetics, and it has been linked to kidney abnormalities, liver dysfunction. You know, it's a toxic chemical that has been seen as toxic, and also spawns like a plethora of other cosmetic ingredients like propylene glycol, and propylene glycol is a derivative of it is a petrochemical, but it's also been seen to be carcinogenic. So, you know, this is a really important one because petroleum is usually the majority of your product. It's not just an additive and whatnot. So you're absorbing quite a bit of it. And it's also comedogenic. So I find that a lot of people using petroleum oil, or otherwise known as mineral oil as well, also break out, and they don't understand why they keep breaking out with every product they use, whether it's light or heavy, and it's usually because they're using petroleum on their skin. The second thing the second ingredient I like to highlight is sodium lauryl sulfate, and sodium lauryl sulfate is a very common cleansing agent. So it's a detergent, and I find it extremely harsh and stripping to the skin. But you know, from a health perspective, what sodium lauryl sulfate does is actually strips your skin's defenses, so you absorb other harmful ingredients more deeply and more readily. Sodium lauryl sulfate itself also accumulates in your eyes, brains, and other internal organs, and has been linked to inhibiting the healing of one's tissue as well as tissue malformation. So that again is, you know, another important but very common ingredient. And then thirdly, I wanted to highlight parabens, because parabens, you know, it has been getting a lot of exposure in the media, and I think it's been really important because this group of formaldehyde-derived preservatives are also very common. They have been used because they cause very little irritation, but you know, on the flip side, that they are have been linked to being carcinogenic and endocrine disruptors. So that's, you know, those three ingredients I like to highlight just because they're just really common and found in most cosmetic offerings today. Oh yeah, and if you want to find out any more information on any of the topics I was discussing, you can definitely find it in my book, Beauty Pure and Simple, which should be available almost in all bookstores.